Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the Bell 429 helicopter. Please remember to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get right into it. Fact 1. American, Korean, and Japanese. The Bell 429 helicopter, although it's manufactured by Bell Helicopter Aircraft Company, which is based in Fort Worth, Texas, an American company. This particular model is actually a joint venture between Korean and Japanese aerospace manufacturers. It's very interesting because not all Bell helicopters have multinational cooperation, but for the Bell 429, there is significant Korean aerospace industry contribution and development. Therefore, we can say that the Bell 429 is a truly globally developed helicopter. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 2. Single pilot IFR. IFR stands for Instrument Flight Rules, meaning that the helicopter could fly in bad weather where you can't really see much out of the cockpit. Now the interesting thing about the Bell 429 is that it's a large helicopter, but it only requires one pilot. That's right. One pilot certified to fly in bad weather. It's very interesting because most aircrafts, especially a larger size, will require a pilot and a co-pilot. And the reason is simple. If the pilot becomes incapacitated, there's a co-pilot to take over and land the aircraft safely. In the Bell 429 example, actually it is designed for only one pilot, and they can carry up to 10 passengers. Think about that. One person in charge of 10 people's lives in the air. In order to be able to have this kind of certification, the Bell Aircraft Company, along with Japanese and Korean aerospace companies, had to have made special designs so that the single pilot would not be over fatigued by the amount of things they need to do to control the aircraft. It is likely a lot of things are automated on the Bell 429 so that it could be flown by a single pilot. Because if you think about it, if there's so many things to do that keeps the pilot occupied at all times, they'll likely become quickly fatigued and make mistakes, and that will bring trouble to the aircraft. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 3. Fly out one engine only. Another cool feature of the Bell 429 is that although it is a twin-engined helicopter, it is certified to fly only on one engine. Again, the two engine usually is for redundancy, obviously more power, but also in case that one engine fails, you're not completely screwed. You have another engine to keep you in flight and land safely. For an aircraft company to have its model certified for flying on one engine, it essentially means that with just one engine, the Bell 429 could still arrive at its destination without a hitch. Similar to the 747 that is certified to fly on 3 engines, you technically could fly with 3 engines for the duration of the whole trip. And for the Bell 429, I think it's great that it is able to operate on just one engine, because if you think about it, helicopters don't really crash land that well. Helicopters have no wings and therefore they cannot really glide. The only hopes for a good landing is hopefully that you're close enough to the ground and you don't have to smash and fall into the ground too hard. For helicopters, there's really no options when there's a catastrophic failure. You can't just glide like an airplane to a safe runway or an open area to try to land. The helicopter is going to fall down from the sky. And so it is very important that it is able to fly on one engine to prevent such emergencies. Cool, let's get into the next fact. Fact 4, Autopilot. Now you may not know this, but the Bell 429 is able to operate on autopilot. It is unique that most helicopters, smaller ones at least, don't really have autopilot. They really rely on the operator or the pilot to keep the plane flying at all times. But the Bell 429 does have a 3-axis autopilot, meaning that it could be set to hover at a single point and not move during the entire time. It's incredibly useful for police and military uses because they sometimes need to do surveillance over an area And if the pilot needs to be in control of the aircraft at all times and constantly adjusting the control stick, rudders, or the collective, it's gonna wear out the pilot very quickly. And so with the autopilot on 3 axes, they could remain stationary and just watch and continue surveillance for the missions. Cool, let's get into the next and final fact. Fact 5. Relatively rare. The Bell 429 is actually a very rare helicopter. As of 2018, only 325 have been built. At the time of this video, that number is likely to be around probably 400. But if you think about it, 400 around the whole world is pretty tiny. And so it may be rare for you to see a Bell 429 hovering in the sky, because chances are it's probably its smaller version or other type of Bell aircraft that you're seeing. The 429 being produced only around 300 to 400 units makes it unlikely for you to see it in the sky. However, you can likely see the Bell 429 in action if you live in a major city with a major police department, because most of the operators for the Bell 429 are major city police departments. Again, as I mentioned in the previous section, this type of helicopter with autopilot on 3 axes makes a very good surveillance and chasing aircraft. Alright, that's it for our video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.